The Frankly Speaking Roof Cam, brought to you by Boss Security in Horseheads. Contact them today for all your business and home security needs. Welcome back to Frankly Speaking here on WYDC TV Big Fox. I'm your host, Frank Acomb. We are broadcasting in the Hesselson studio, and in that studio this morning is the GorillaBots Team 5485. Thanks so much for being on the show.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us.
Of course, congratulations, by the way.
Thank you so much.
We're going to talk about the World Championship in just a moment. But first, could you please introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Nia. I go to Horseheads High School. I'm a documentator on the team, and this is my first year.
I'm Mark. I go to Horseheads High School. It's my third year on the team, and I'm the lead designer.
I'm Matthew. This is my first year on the team. I go to Cornered Painted Post High School, and I'm a builder on the team.
My name is Lydia. This is my third year. I'm a head of documentation and outreach, and I am going to Corning.
Hi, I'm Jennifer, and I'm currently in Corning Painted High School, and I'm an understudying programmer.
I'm Kaylee. I go to Corning Painted Post High School. I'm a programmer, and this is my third year on the team.
Well, great. As we mentioned, you were, and thank you for that. That was smooth, by the way. So you're headed to the 2025 World Championship in Houston. Before we talk about that, for those that aren't familiar with robotics, I think many people are thinking it's the robots fighting each other, right?
Yeah.
That's probably the first thing you get. So tell us, what is the robotics that you take part in? Yeah. Anyone can answer.
I think conceptually, it's similar. It's not like we're fighting each other. I think a big concept in the first program is gracious professionalism. So we all want to be professional and we're all getting along with each other. Mm-hmm. So it's not exactly like battle bots or anything like that. Right. But we do have two alliances on each team, one for blue and one for red. There are two teams on each alliance, and each of them have robots that they have programmed and built over the season. The game starts with a 30-second autonomous period where there's a pre-programmed scoring period where the program runs for each of the four robots, and they try to score as much as they can in that period. Next is the two-minute tally-up process, which is kind of divided into 1 minute and 30 seconds of like regular gameplay and then 30 seconds of end game. Okay. So in this period, it's driver controlled. So we have two drivers from each team who are driving the robot manually, and through that, they're able to score as many times as possible. And in end game, it's specifically called that because you can score extra additional points by like little bonus things. Mark, do you want to talk about this season's specific challenge?
Yeah, so this year we have like little blocks we call samples. Okay. So one task is you can take them from the big box in the center, and then there's a basket about 4 or 5 feet up. I think it's 4 feet. Okay. But you have to deposit it into the high basket. Or you could take one of those blocks to the human player on the other side of the field, and they'll convert it to a specimen. So they'll have a little like clip that they can put on it. So then you can hang it on a bar in the center.
So there actually is scoring. It's not judging. This isn't based on a judge's score. Oh, interesting.
So a little more than just like the robot. We do have a separate like judges interview where we prepare a 5-minute presentation and also like 5-minute questioning, which is how they decide awards, along with a 15-page portfolio, which is what me and Nia are in charge of, is creating that for judges to get kind of an idea of what our season process was like. Because they're not just interested in the final product, they're also interested in how you got there. So that kind of entails like a breakdown of the robot parts along with the design process and the different outreach events. A different important part of the first program is outreach to different communities, like ours specifically. So we've done a lot of outreach actually, both in our local community and also internationally as well.
Oh, wow. How many people, well, first of all, when you said 4 or 5 feet, I don't know anything about programming, but you should probably find out if it's 4 or 5 feet before you go to the championship. Right? I don't know. But do you guys all work well together? Is it a well-formed team?
Yeah, I definitely say so. Something we like to emphasize on our team is open communication, meaning everyone on our team gets an equal say in any decision we make. So we all gather as a team together to talk about each big decision. Like if we're going to change the robot in a way, we all like have a specific vote. So like we all tally the votes. There's no person has a higher vote than the other. It's all equally. We all communicate through a Slack actually, so everyone gets an update on how the day or how each meeting goes and a little update every single time.
So is it called, so is a meeting, it's not like a practice? Would you consider it a practice?
I mean, I'd say probably more of a meeting. I mean, there's definitely like driver practice involved with those meetings, but we do so much more than just like robot stuff on every meeting. So I think I'd probably call it more of a meeting.
How long is one of the meetings?
2 hours and 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
It's pretty long.
You knew that quickly. That seems like a long time. What is a typical practice or meeting like?
Yeah. Do you want to talk about that?
Oh yeah, sure. So in the beginning of the meeting, we usually gather around in like one table and we talk about the agenda we wanted to achieve, like in this meeting, specifically in this meeting, and like the future, like what we want to do in the future, where are we heading to. And also after the meeting, we just like started to do our own things. Like Lydia, she started to do the documentation, and like those two, they're builders. So they started build robot, and like me and Kaylee, we're the programmers, so we just started program. And at the end of meeting, we gather around again, and we start to like check if we achieved this agenda, or did we still have to working on some parts. And I would say that's part of the way we communicate with each other.
Yeah.
What is it like at that first meeting, and you start this process, and compared to what it looks like at the final when you go to the World Championship?
Mark, do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so our first meeting is a lot more brainstorming.
Okay.
So that's right after we get the season reveal, so we just learned what the game is. So we'll split off into multiple groups to like brainstorm ideas for our design,
Yeah, sure.
whether it be the entire robot or just like a small component of it.
Okay.
From there, we'll like evaluate if we think we should go with it based off of a set list of criteria.
Okay.
Versus right now, it's more of trying to find anything we can improve.
Oh, okay.
So after every competition, we always like to continue to iterate on our design. So yeah.
How much would you say it's changed then, like throughout the whole, like compared to what you first came up with at that first meeting or that first couple weeks, compared to what you're bringing to the 2025 World Championship in Houston?
Considerably
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're not, at this point, you're not making changes. You're just tweaking to make it better.
Yeah.
Wow. This is very interesting. I do want to make a programming note. As people watching can hear in the background, there's a lot of carpentry being done here. So I apologize. There is a lot of background noise, but I know that's happening. It's not a technical glitch. So let's talk about the championship for a moment. Are you guys ready? Are you planning for the event?
Yeah, there's a lot of preparation that goes into the world. Like, it's not just like you qualify, you get to go. There's a whole thing with like the hotels, the extra expensive, all the food. I think a lot of the parents have been able to step up and take control of those things. So we, the kids, don't really have to worry as much, which is really great. I think definitely the documentation team had a little bit on their hands we also designed 4 different clothings we wanted to wear for Worlds, because it's going to be over 4 days. So we wanted to appear like in all different kinds of things. So we just finalized all our merch. And I think the parents have definitely been active in trying to book us all the hotels, the plane tickets, and all the other expenses. But yeah, all of them have been such great helps, and we're so glad that our parents are here to support us all.
What do you think it's going to be like, anyone, that night before? I haven't asked you a question. The night before the big day. I know it's a 4-day event, but the night before. What do you think?
I think it's definitely going to be really hectic and exciting, double checking all our packing lists, because once we're there, we really need everything to succeed. And there's lots of different tools for the maintenance of the robot, and all our computers and charging cords, and all the vital things to make sure that we can compete at our best.
And I'm guessing some of this is very specialized, that you can't just go to the Walgreens and pick up some of the tools, right? What about the nerves of getting your robot to? How's it getting there?
Yeah, actually, one of
driving it down.
They're driving the
Yeah,
robot
that makes
down
sense.
to Texas, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, I thought maybe you'd have it buckled in by another seat on the airplane, something like that. Is there anything else? And I'll ask each of you, not just the World Championship, you're going to be focused on that, but is there anything about Houston you're looking forward to the most? Let's start with you.
Kind of like just visiting around just Houston.
Yeah.
I'm going a couple days before. I'm going visiting family.
Oh, that's
and
nice.
I just want to go there and meet all the teams.
Yeah.
Because they're from around the world.
Yeah, you figure you're going to make friends. You
Yeah.
all have the same interest.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to the most?
The weather.
The
It's gonna be so nice.
That's true.
I actually grew up in Texas,
Oh.
and I'm looking forward to meeting some old friends, because
Yeah.
I grew up around the Houston area.
Oh, so this is an old hat for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, the barbecue is what I'm
Oh,
looking forward
fair,
to.
fair enough.
Oh, that's actually so true. I'm actually really looking forward to the food, because
Yeah.
I think a lot of the things I've always lived here, so I'm kind of used to all the food now. So I'm really excited for a new change of pace in Houston.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've never been to Texas before, so it's gonna be a brand new experience for me.
Yeah, with your friends. That's so neat.
No, I've got family down there too,
Oh,
so
wow.
I'm excited for that.
What a mixed bag here that we have. That's really neat. Will people that are watching this interview, will they be able to follow along with your progress?
Yeah, so we're actually going to have, there's definitely going to be a live stream going on for YouTube. This is a pretty big event, so I think if they just look up First World Championship 2025 Robotics, they should definitely be able to find some kind of YouTube live stream for sure. And if you check out our Instagram as well, we're also probably going to have some kind of post or some kind of update about how's it going for us as well.
I meant to ask this question at the very beginning, and that was my fault for not. Where did the name come from, GorillaBots Team 5485?
It actually comes from our biggest sponsor, Corning Incorporated. So they're
Perfect.
most well known for their product Gorilla Glass, which is why we are called the GorillaBots, which is named after their best product.
What a segue. I didn't even know, because this is perfect. I was going to ask you about people who want to donate and sponsors. We want to make sure we hit your sponsors, but before that, how can people help you? Because this isn't free. There's a cost obviously involved with this. Where should they go to help?
I think any little amount helps us with everything, really. We actually have a GoFundMe account. So if you just look up like GoFundMe GorillaBots, you should probably be able to find that as well.
Okay.
But yeah.
And there's different levels of sponsors, and it'll make you feel special, everybody watching, if you can help out this team and help them have a great time at the 2025 World Championship. Not too many times you can say you're talking to future world champions. This is very exciting. I'm a little nervous. So let me ask, just to finish up here, first your sponsors. Let's talk about your sponsors who you have already. You mentioned Corning Incorporated, of course.
We also have Guthrie, the Associated Radiologist of the Finger Lakes, BC, along with the Chemung Supply and Ian, as well as Guthrie & Co. CPA and World Treatment Travel. So we're all really thankful to all our sponsors for getting us here, actually. But again, we'd be so grateful to any small amount by anyone. We do have different levels of sponsorship as well that give you different benefits as kind of a way for us to return our gratitude back to you. Yeah. We have, I think, like 100, 250, and then 1,000. Oh, sorry, 250, 500, and then like 1,000 plus. So all those comes with benefits like bronze, silver, and gold. Yeah. I think the gold being, we actually put your name on the back of our shirt, which we're going to wear on our final day at the World Championship.
Oh, like a boxer who comes out in a robe with a name on it? Oh, that's really cool. All right, before we go, is this something, when you look at your future, you're young, you're going to go into some type of occupation. Is this something, a STEM, I guess is what it would be called, right? An occupation you're looking into? We'll start with you.
Yeah. Totally.
Okay. Maybe this wasn't a great question.
Yeah, I'm looking into mechanical modeling or engineering.
Yeah, pretty much the same.
So is this just a yes across the board?
I mean, because even though robotics is a lot about like building robots, it's also definitely taught us a lot of life skills. Like me and Nia aren't really technical people, like we're not programmers or builders, but I think it's definitely teaching us the values of like teamwork and communication as well.
Well, I want to thank you for giving me so much time. I want to, of course, wish you the best of luck, okay? And also, you got to make me a deal. If you come back world champion, you'll come back on the show? You won't forget about me?
Definitely.
I promise? Yeah. Okay, safe travels. Thanks, guys.
So much. Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back with Frankly Speaking. Stay with us.